So I am going to share my screen and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So just to ensure everybody can see, is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and share. All right. Today's session is all about extra ways in which you can make an extra $1,000 a month in cybersecurity. Now, I will be clear, some of these methods that I'm going to show you can literally be used in other fields outside of security as well, outside of cybersecurity as well. But for those of you who are trying to increase your skills and knowledge, expertise, and brand in cybersecurity, it's always a good idea to know how to bring in a little bit extra money each month, highlighting what you already know. So, a few housekeeping rules, as Sean already mentioned. I ask that you all please keep your microphone on mute. This session is going to be recorded, so we want to make sure that the audio quality is good. Also, we will have time at the end for Q&A, so be sure to take any notes that you may have. I can't monitor the chat while I'm doing this presentation, so please be sure to take notes. And if you find that you need any assistance with implementing anything or you have any questions, I will share with you guys my contact info. All right. This is all about making extra money. And today I'm going to show you not one, not two, not even 10, but 36 ways in which you can make extra money each month, utilizing the knowledge that you already have in cybersecurity. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to have been in cybersecurity for 20 plus years, not even 5. There is at least one or more paths that you can take. Okay, so here's a few things that I want you guys to know. Each of the opportunities that I share with you guys are things that you can do online. Okay, they don't require you to go out into the field. They don't require you to get in your car and go somewhere, like how Uber is or your DoorDash is. So you can do them in the comfort of your own home. They are a great source of extra income. With that being said, though, some of these things take time to compound, okay? So it's not something that happens immediately for all of them. Some of them they are. We'll get into greater detail with that. I hear some background noise, so can you all check your mics to make sure you're all muted, please? Some of the opportunities that I share with you do require you to have some level of knowledge or experience. I'm not saying you have to have many years, but you should at least know what you're talking about. Okay. And I also recommend taking a few of these, not just one or two, and definitely don't try to incorporate all 36 at one. Mix and match what you feel most comfortable implementing. So, who am I? You may be wondering, well, who is this girl and where did you find her, Sean? So I'll tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name's Ashley. I am the owner of Cyber Career Advancement, which is a career consulting organization designed to help current and aspiring GRC professionals within cybersecurity land job offers. As of today, when I founded this organization in 2024, my clients have already landed close to $4 million in job offers collectively, which is amazing. I've been in entrepreneurship now for more than 14 years. I have been a software engineer with JP Morgan Chase. I was, in fact, senior software engineer and then senior marketing strategist prior to retiring from there. I am 32. So when you hear retiring, no, I'm not in my 60s. I do have a background in recruiting in the past, also with my current organizations. Sometimes I need to hire people. And I also run a very small community called Cyber Tribe, which is a group-based consulting space where we help people land job offers. Now, I would love to stay in touch with you guys and hear all about what you're implementing and what strategies you've used. So definitely be sure to connect with me. The best way to do so is on LinkedIn. It's Ashley Price Horton. You can either just type in Ashley Price Horton or the whole URL. Just make sure you add the S, with HTTPS. This was a direct copy and paste from LinkedIn, and I'm a little concerned that it gave us HTTP instead of HTTPS. But that's a whole nother story. All right. A few key things to keep in mind as you are implementing these things that I'm sharing with you. First off, patience is very important. Okay. Some of these things do not happen overnight. Okay. Some of these things take some time to compound. So keep that in mind. Consistency. So whatever you do choose, make sure you're consistent with it. That's how you'll really increase the chances of yourself hitting that $1,000 plus per month. And then also know that some of these things compound, which is absolutely amazing. So it can help you to get extra money, build your experience, build your brand, and give you talking points for your resume, which is absolutely amazing. Okay. And also, absolutely nothing in here is MLM, no marketing scams, all that kind of stuff. No, it's all focused on cybersecurity, many of which I have personally used myself um, to not only advance myself and bring in extra money, but also for my clients. So let's get into it. I want to talk to you guys first about some of my favorite freelancing platforms. Okay. Right here, we have Upwork.com, Freelancer.com, and Topal.com. So why do I like this path so much? Okay. Upwork, Freelancer, and Topal give you the ability to place a bid on projects. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm a business owner and I need to hire somebody or bring somebody on that has experience in a particular thing. Maybe I need somebody to do a ISO 27001 audit of my organization. Maybe I need a guest speaker to talk about a specific topic in cybersecurity. Or maybe I just need somebody to develop a presentation for me. I can go on these platforms, put up a job. Okay, it's not really a job, but I can put up um, a description of what I'm looking for. And freelancers such as yourselves, in this case, if you were to sign up, would say, hey, you know what? I think I align with that. They're paying enough. It looks like what I want to do. Let me put in what we call a bid. Now, what is this bid? This bid is basically you selling why they should work with you. Okay. If you are selected, then you sign, you push a button that says you agree to the terms, whatever, and now you get to work. This project might be a day, it might be an hour, it may be a fixed thing in that you get paid per hour or you get paid per thing that you deliver. Okay. And I have literally seen people make millions on these platforms. Okay. It is very easy once you get at least your first several clients to hit that $1,000 per month target on this platform. And let me give you guys another side note, especially if you are into entrepreneurship at all. Okay. Now, this is a seed I'm going to plant for later. I'm not saying you got to do this now, but I'm going to plant this seed. If you happen to want to set up your own consulting business, you could theoretically set up your consulting business on Upwork, bid on projects, and then assign them to your consultants. So now you're bringing in even more money semi-passively because you're just auditing the work that's already being done. So like I said, that's a little bit more advanced, but I want to plant that seed to show you what's possible. Okay. The next option that I want to talk about, which is one of my favorites actually, are courses. Okay. So you guys are likely familiar with Udemy. You guys are likely familiar with a lot of these LinkedIn Learning and platforms like that. You guys may not be familiar with OutSchool or Thinkific. So why am I even saying this? You guys have learned quite a lot, either in your internships, your boot camps, your trainings, what have you. Why not take all of that knowledge and all of that learning you did and use it to make more money, right? You spent the money. Why not get it back? So why do I like these platforms? Udemy in particular makes it very accessible for someone like yourself to present your information, your knowledge, what you've learned, and package it into a course that others would be willing to purchase. Now, why is this so exciting? Well, first off, by utilizing a platform like Udemy, for example, You create your content. So maybe you spend a few hours over a series of weeks. You build it and now it can sell. You can set up an ad to go to it. And now, next thing you know, you're bringing in income semi passively. So even if you do have a 9 to 5, which is amazing, even if you do have a 9 to 5, well, now you have residual money coming in from sales. Just make sure that whatever you put on Udemy is actually a good quality, because the last thing you want is for people to leave you really bad reviews, because then your product is not going to sell. Okay. OutSchool is another really cool platform in that it is designed for K through 12 students to learn various different topics. It could be anywhere from education, writing, math, but also cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is actually not touched as much on this platform, which gives you a very unique method of making extra money. Now, here's the thing. Your class size is, I think, at a max 12. You get to determine what the price is going to be. So let's say, for example, you decided to have a class of 8-year-olds where you were going to teach them very high level, basic um, online security best practices for 8-year-olds. And you're going to have 12 of them in your classroom, and you're going to charge each of them $20, and it's going to be a 1 hour session. Okay. Let's say you decide to have that 5 times in a day and it's maxed out. Well, for a lot of people, that's very close to replacing your paycheck if you do that consistently. And the other one is Thinkific. So unlike Udemy, where Udemy is the platform where you place your course, Thinkific allows you to have more control. Now, you're going to be responsible for marketing, you're going to be responsible for advertising your course, but there's no other competition. So if you create a course about GRC, right? And you want to sell that. Well, there's no oversight. There's no board saying, oh, no, we don't like the quality of this. Fix it and then send it back to us like you would on Udemy. There's also no competition. So you don't have to worry that another program that's similar to yours is going to take your um, your visitor, because the only thing they're going to see are your products. But with that being said, Udemy is also nice because they take care of all of the marketing for you. So courses are a great thing, and I would highly encourage you guys to start thinking about what you could possibly teach now that could pay you over and over and over again for months, if not years to come. Let's talk about some other things. So as Sean mentioned, he is looking into creating his blog, which is absolutely amazing. And I want to talk to you about 3 platforms right now, which are really good for setting up this type of a model. Okay. So WordPress is actually one of my favorites, though it is definitely a complex platform to get right. WordPress allows you to create your own website. It allows you to sell your courses, sell your products, provide information, and really build your professional brand. If you want people to know you as the expert in cybersecurity, then this could be a great place to start. And the same with Medium and the same with Substack. Now, here's one of the really cool things about each of these platforms. You have the ability to monetize everything that you post. So, what do I mean by that? If you use WordPress, like I mentioned, you can monetize products, you can monetize merchandise, you can monetize your knowledge and information. If you use something like Medium, you can monetize your articles. In Substack, you can actually set up a subscription-based newsletter where people sign up to be able to read your newsletter on a monthly basis, and now you have monthly reoccurring income coming in. So let's say, for example, and this is even for you, Sean, let's say, for example, you are highly passionate about any area of cybersecurity. Let's say you are highly passionate about PCI DSS, for example. It's highly likely that there are other professionals out there that are also highly passionate about that topic and would be willing to pay to stay current on what's happening in the market. You could create a Substack newsletter where each day you publish new content, or each month you publish new content. And now you have people paying month after month after month to continuously read your content. And as long as they're getting value and they can afford it, they will likely continue to resubscribe. So think about this: 100 people paying to read your newsletter at $10 is $1,000 per month. That's why I love these things, because you can literally compound them. Think a Udemy course that's paying you money each month, a Substack that's paying you money each month for a newsletter, and a WordPress where you're selling merchandise each month or digital products. You have a lot of ways to not only make $1,000 each month, but to make like a few grand each month using these strategies. So let's get into some more. So we've talked about more of the written type of content. Now I want to get into some more of the video type based content. So if you like being on screen, you don't mind talking to the camera, or you mind, but you're like, forget it, I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Here are 3 platforms that could be very beneficial for you. Patreon is also a membership platform, so you could set up several memberships. You could set it up to where this particular group gets access to 10 videos a month. You can set it up to where this particular group gets access to a daily video, and you can charge different price points. Okay. Or maybe this group gets access to certain video content and this group gets access to certain video content. Patreon allows you to do that and make continuous residual income month after month after month, as long as the member is an active member. With YouTube, you have various ways to monetize your knowledge. Put up content about things that you're passionate about, that you know, that you've learned, in a way that entices others to want to watch and learn from you. And now you can make money from AdSense. You can make money from selling affiliate products or services. So maybe you've happened to come across something like Pocket Prep, right? Or some kind of tool that helps you pass a certification, and they offer an affiliate. Well, you can apply to be their affiliate, create a video, talk about that product or service, put it online, add your affiliate link. And now when people click that link, you're potentially getting paid when they purchase. Like, it's amazing what you can do. Okay. You can even use these platforms right here to promote your course if you create one, to promote your Upwork profile or your freelancing profile. You see how all of these kind of can come together, right? You can even use it to promote your blog. So a lot of cool things that you can do when it comes to YouTube. Now, if you're somebody who is into pen testing, okay, here are some things that you could consider doing. So we've got HackerOne, BugCrowd, and we have Cobalt. Now, I have read some good reviews about each one of these. I personally have not used these platforms myself. I have used the other platforms that I have told you about. So HackerOne, it is a platform that connects businesses with cybersecurity researchers and ethical hackers. So if you've ever had that itch to hack something, well, you can get paid and not go to jail when you use these platforms to do so. Okay. With BugCrowd, you can get paid to be a bug bounty hunter. So you basically find bugs in systems, report them, and get paid. Right. And then the same with Cobalt. You have the ability, right? If you are somebody who is familiar with auditing, maybe you are a certified auditor. For example, maybe you are an ISO 27001 lead auditor. Maybe you are a GRC analyst, or you've specialized in a particular framework. Well, there's people that need what you have to offer. Fiverr, freelancer.com, and even LinkedIn are 3 great platforms for you to offer your services in exchange for experience and income. Not just experience, but experience and income. Fiverr, I'm pretty sure you guys are all familiar with Fiverr, but just in case you're not, Fiverr is a platform in which you can purchase services at a rate of $5 or more. And they can vary in things like logo design, web development, executive assistants, virtual assistants, and in this case, people who conduct cybersecurity based tasks. So if you ever go on fiverr.com, in the search bar, type in cybersecurity, and this can give you an idea of current cybersecurity offers, and look through it and see is there anything here that I can currently do that I would like to offer? And if so, how can I put my edge on it? And how can I make sure I'm making a good amount of money so that I don't feel burnt out? Great way for you to build up your work experience portfolio. As always, make sure you're giving quality work and you're not putting out something that you can't do. That's the easiest way to ruin your reputation, and you do not want that. Now, what I just shared, you can do on freelancer.com. Actually, Freelancer is very similar to Upwork, very similar to some of those other platforms I showed you. You will put up a profile, talk about what you do, your expertise, your background, experience, education, and then you will apply to job ads. Now, when I say job ads, I don't mean you're getting a job. Like, I don't mean a 9 to 5 cents. You are a freelancer. So you're responsible for paying your own taxes at the end of the year via 1099. But this allows you to bring in some extra income. Now, LinkedIn, you guys may be familiar with LinkedIn from the stance of, okay, let me apply to a job. But LinkedIn gives you the ability to offer your services. So there's a blue button that says like open to work. And then if you scroll through, there's one that says like offer services. And it's right there where you will put up what you do. So like for me, for example, I primarily focus on GRC based professionals. So anybody who is current or aspiring. I also have my services up on my LinkedIn profile. So whenever somebody in my network, level 1, level 2, level 3, says, hey, I need a resume, and they make LinkedIn aware, LinkedIn will send me a notification, and then I'll reach out to them, and then we'll have a conversation. And next thing you know, they are now a client of mine, right? And that's because of the power of LinkedIn and being able to offer your services in that manner. Okay. So we talked about videos, we talked about freelancing, we talked about courses. The next thing, which I've been seeing a lot more of, is ebooks. So if you are somebody who loves writing, you're somebody who has a lot of knowledge on a particular topic, why not sell it? The same with courses. You write it, you put it up. Now, anytime somebody purchases, you're going to make money over and over and over and over again. Only thing you have to worry about is marketing and getting traffic to it. And there's enough marketing courses and trainings to make that happen. Or find a marketer in your network who can do it for you for maybe a commission. One of my favorite platforms actually is Amazon's platform, KDP. This allows you to self-publish, so you don't have to go to a publisher and share your profits with them. You can do it right through Amazon. Prior to, I want to say 2016, I had actually written 3 books that I had published on Amazon. And until I decided to take those down because they were no longer part of my brand, I had been making money from them year after year after year after year, month after month after month, to the point where I was like, wow, that's the power of ebooks. Okay. And why I really like Amazon is they can push your books for you. So yeah, it's good for you to do your own marketing and advertising, but people can find you as long as you set up your search well. Smashwords is also a good platform, as well as Lulu. So definitely check out these platforms if writing books is something of interest to you. I'm going to stop there because if I start getting into too advanced concepts, you guys might be like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. But if you're interested, know that there's a way to get ebooks done where you don't have to write a single thing. And no, I'm not talking about using ChatGPT to do it. All right. Bug hunts. Let's talk about some more bug hunting. So we talked about penetration testing a bit, but bug hunting, this is one of my favorites. So utest.com. I have been I want to say freelancer on utest.com for many years now. I think going on 8. So what is utest.com? Utest.com is a platform where companies will pay you to complete a specific set of tasks. Maybe they want you to come onto their platform and see, are you able to break this application? Are you able to successfully get through the flow of checking out on a web page, or does the website shut down and crash, right? You can get paid to test those functionalities out. And the pay can be very, very nice. Actually, U-Test, when you start getting good reviews on U-Test is one of those platforms that could actually replace your income. There are a lot of professionals on U-Test who do this full time. And I can tell you this, on any given week, I probably get about anywhere from 4 to 8 invitations to complete test on U-Test. So it's definitely a great one. Now, we already talked about HackerOne, which is a good one. And then Synac is also a great platform, especially if you're like trying to do red team type work. Great platform for you. Right. Now, you probably weren't expecting me to say this, but workshops is also a great way. I mean, Sean created this platform on Eventbrite, right? You have the ability to offer paid workshops. Like you can do free ones like this, which is awesome. But if you want to make extra money each month, you can actually do paid workshops where you say, hey, I'm going to teach you this, or we are going to do this. And hey, it's going to cost you $25 for the session, and I'm going to make it possible for 100 people to join. Now, maybe you don't have a super large network. That's okay. There's groups on Facebook, there's groups on LinkedIn, and as long as their rules say it's okay, you could potentially post about your event and make it possible for people to join who don't even know you. Just want to make sure that whatever sales copy you write in your event, it really speaks to that person. So you won't say something like, hey, are you interested in learning how to conduct an audit? You'll say something along the lines of, are you feeling frustrated by the lack of experience you have in conducting an audit, and you're tired of being passed up for job opportunities? Well, during this session, I'm going to show you how to get that experience so that you can start landing job offers. That's the difference in sales copy that's going to get people to sign up, even if it's paid, to just looking at your thing and leaving. Okay. So let's say you set up an event on Eventbrite, for example, or even Calendly. Calendly lets you set up your own events directly on your own platform. So you don't have to worry about competition or competing meetings. It's just your stuff. Let's say, for example, you decide I'm going to do this event. I'm going to have 100 people max, and I'm going to set the price point at $25. Let's say hypothetically all 100 people signed up. That's $2,500 that you just earned for 2 hours of work. Let's say 1 hour to build your presentation and 1 hour to actually deliver it, right? $2,500 in 1 hour sounds pretty nice. And that's the power of what can happen now with Meetup. You can set up groups, you can set up events, and you can charge for those as well. All right. We are doing great on time. So I want to talk to you guys about a few more, which is mentorship. So even if you don't have many years of experience, you are still further along than other people who wish to be where you are. And that presents you with the ability to be a mentor. So 3 platforms that I have found that you can offer mentorship for cybersecurity include Mentor Cruise, Growth Mentor, and Clarity.fm. Clarity.fm is very interesting. So customers are able to reach out, say, hey, I'm looking for somebody who can maybe have a meeting with me about cybersecurity. And now they're paying you to be on a phone call with them. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they pay you per minute. So keep these things in mind. If any of you are into podcasts, like we talked about video, we talked about written ways that you can make extra money, we talked about books and courses. We can't leave out podcasts. Okay. Nowadays, creating a podcast is so much easier than it's ever been. The only thing you need is a nice mic. And that doesn't even have to cost you a lot of money. If you go on Amazon, they have mics that are $50 and less that you can use to get started with your podcast. The important thing is, what is your podcast about and what's going to make somebody want to listen to it? So maybe you have a unique spin on how you deliver cybersecurity knowledge. Maybe you're super good at telling stories, or maybe you're somebody who is always looking at the news and you find it interesting and you just want to talk about what you have learned and share it with people. You can get paid to do so by creating a podcast. And these are three popular podcasting platforms: um, Anchor.fm, Podbean.com, and Buzzsprout.com as well. And now we're getting down to our last three. So you can also train on preparing for certifications. So I'm not saying that you have to tell them, hey, I'm going to, when you take this training, you're going to be certified. Unless you are, authorized to do that, I would highly suggest against doing that. But if you want to help somebody in preparing, right, for maybe a PCI DSS test, or they are in school and they need to learn about something, you can help them in doing so. Some of the platforms where you can offer your knowledge, experience in the form of tutoring is with tutor.com, check.com, and wisant.com. Now, just be aware, they will likely ask you to build out a profile of yourself. Why should somebody want to learn from you instead of somebody else? You have to be very clear about that and articulate that. So, did you do college? Did you do certifications? Have you worked? Have you had experience? You want to make sure you're notating that so that you get picked whenever somebody is in need of tutoring. Okay. So I want to also leave you with some recommendations because I know we talked about 36 various ways
Sorry, Ashley. You're muted.
Okay. Somebody muted me. All right. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, see it.
Okay. Awesome. So I don't want you guys to just choose all of these or try to implement all of these. Start with one to three, and incorporate active versus semi passive income. So, what do I mean by this? When I say semi passive, think Udemy, think your courses, your blog. Those are things that will pay you compound in time, right? But the work that you put in today can impact the rest of your life. Active would be the things that you have to go out and get. So, for example, Upwork, right? Submitting bids for proposals. Um, Things like freelancer.com or the bug hunting, those are more active. So try to incorporate at least one to two active or one to two semi passive. So you're taking care of the now and the future you. Okay. Consistency is also key. So, way too many people give up too fast. They say, oh, I've been doing this for a week and nothing has happened. Ignore that. Get into the habit of loving the journey so much that you don't care if it doesn't happen overnight because you know that with your consistency, it's going to happen. Okay. Training. If you are saying to yourself, well, you showed us all these things, but like, how do I do it? There's so many trainings available now on YouTube, on Udemy, shoot, even in Google or ChatGPT. It's very easy for you to find the information that you need. Okay. And then branding. Always, always, always make sure that you are being consistent in your branding across the board. So why am I saying this? Somebody decides they want to work with you. Okay. Let's not just think about like extra money, but let's think 9 to 5 too. If I am a 9 to 5 employer and I'm looking to hire somebody and I research you, what am I going to find? Utilize all of these things to help tell a story about how you are an expert in what you teach and you are somebody who is trustworthy, right? The brand is very important. The last thing you want to do is create these things that might get you some money now, but destroy your chances of having long-term success in a 9 to 5 if that's what you want. So consistent professional branding across the board is very good. And on LinkedIn, let's say you incorporate some of these things. You'll have in your experience that you are a freelancer, cybersecurity freelancer with Upwork, cybersecurity bug hunter, freelance with HackerOne, right? You'll have different things that you can then add to your resume, add to your experience as you're also building out money and building your experience. All right. So I think I hit on this a little bit more, but I just want to give you guys a visual of what I mean. So here's an example strategy of something that you could do. You could offer your services on LinkedIn. So click that button that allows you to put up that you offer services and have that working in the back end as you are actively applying for roles on Upwork. Okay. And then also have a post up on Fiverr with your service so that if people are looking for you and they need somebody to audit their stuff, they can find you on LinkedIn, they can find your service on Fiverr and potentially hire you. Right? Here's another example strategy. Maybe instead of doing that, you create a platform on Upwork where you are actively going out and you are applying to job proposals. You have Fiverr running in the background. So if somebody's interested, they'll reach out to you, choose to hire you for your service. And then at the same time, you are completing usability test with usertesting.com, which is more active. Usertesting.com, we didn't mention this, but it's actually one of my favorites. Usertesting.com allows you to get paid to test websites, platforms, applications, processes from both big and small companies. I just did one today. I got paid $60 to do a 30-minute usability test. The session was supposed to be an hour. It ended up taking 30 minutes, and now I get paid $60, and it gets to me in 14 days. You get paid 14 days from the date and time you take your test via PayPal. And I've been using this for years. And some I want to make extra money, user testing is where I go. So this is also a sample strategy of what you could use. As I mentioned before, there are tutorials, there's YouTube videos, there's ChatGPT, whatever you need to help you to learn how to use that particular platform and how to grow on there. Okay, so now that concludes the presentation, and I would like to open it up to you guys to ask any questions you have.
I'm gonna stop the recording for the Q&A, Ashley. One moment.
All right, and I'm going to stop sharing.
Hey, Ashley, this is Sean. You hear me?
Hey, Sean, I can hear
Hey.
you.
First, I want to say thank you for